Hello traders, it's Steve with the Stock Index Trading Room, and I have this short, concise weekly video, and it's not actually going to be for the week. It's going to be a couple of days at the end of the week. I want to share with you, it's Friday afternoon. We've had a spectacular week of trading in the room. We're going to get this information to you and let you look at it over the weekend, and we'll be going back to work bright and early Monday morning. If you attended our webinar on Wednesday, basically what we're going to do is show you what Thursday and Friday look like based on that information that we shared with you. I'm going to share with you our latest signal that we introduced in that webinar, and then that's going to be it. We'll be finished with that. I want to go ahead and share this with you. If you've not read this, I would be appreciative if you would pause this video at this point and read this. This could help you be a better trader. Thank you. So what we talked about in our webinar, what I'm going to share with you, and we're only going to look at 2 days. We're going to look at Thursday and today, Friday, the 17th. And this is something that I thought most of the traders knew, and then I've been doing this project about 3.5 years with the public, and I was shocked to find out that almost no one knew this. So I thought it was time to let people know. So here we are, spreading the word. We have a tendency in ES pretty much every day to open in a direction for a period of time, not a great period of time, but a period of time. And then we return to the open. I'm going to show you what that looks like on Thursday and Friday, but let's go over the slide right quick. For the whole year of 2020, we have traded away from and in return to either test or overtake the open 84, and then it happened Thursday and Friday like clockwork. So it's 85 or 85 point something percent of the time, pretty much all the time. Now this is after, and I've got in quotes measurable, and I have no qualification. There's not a certain number of points or ticks or time. I wish there were, but there's not. It just, I've looked for months and months. It just moves in a direction, stalls, reverses, and then goes back to test. Normally overtakes the open, and I'll show you what that looks like both on Thursday and Friday. And we have a discernible move after that, after the open gets taken, retaken, and it gives us a huge advantage, unbelievable advantage in our trading. So I've prepared a chart for us. You can find more information about us at stockindextradingroom.com. And if you have any questions, of course, support at stockindextradingroom.com. This is Thursday, the 16th. We have the software that plots this that I'm going to show you. The purple line is the open, the yellow line is halfback. And if you're not familiar with that, you can Google that. We're not going to teach that in this video, but we have this available to our members as a courtesy. It's in our members home area where they can download this. We feel like it's so important they can download it and put it on their chart. So here the market opens at 9:30, and let's see if I can, for effect, let's see if I can. So here we are meandering around, sort of choppy, back and forth, up and down. And you can see here we went 7 or 8 points up, 7.5 points up, and then returned back to the open. Typically, but not always, this first direction is a trap, and then it reverses and goes the other way. Now, if you followed our work, you know we are very bearish on Thursday morning, and even to the point that we have some members that it's the only opening period they will trade, but they will take any qualified sell signal on Thursday morning, and that's reliable over 85% of the time. So the market goes up, traps some people on the wrong side. We're on top of it in the room saying, hey, we most certainly will come back to the open, and more than likely on Thursday, we're going to expand down. And so you can see we were spot on with our assessment. Now we've got a lot of testing. We get a lot of signals in here. In our webinar, someone asked if I would go over the signals, and that was generated on Wednesday. I'm going to do this. Here's the open. This is 25 minutes later. This is one full screen. I think there's 128 bars on the screen. Our large bars are 2 points or 8 ticks in nature. Our small bars are 1 full point, 4 ticks in size plus any wick. All of our indicators were coded, developed, tested, refined, used by World Cup trading champion Rob Mitchell, who for a long period of time was the largest E-mini trader in the world. So we're doing this in cooperation with Rob. Rob looks over our shoulder, and we collaborate on everything that we do. But everything that we have and we use was developed by World Cup trading champion Rob Mitchell. So here's one screen, 2 screens, 3, 4. You see, we're not halfway through the day and we've got 4 screens. So it's impossible. I can't go through. This is a spectacular signal. These 7 or 8 points right here. It's a trap trader oscillator is in an extreme position. We like to sell that. You can see over here was the last time it did that. That would have been a good place to get short. Sell that. Smart momentum is giving us a type 2 divergence, negative divergence. We've got a lot of other factors in here that are all screaming sell, sell, sell. Here's another one, really good situation to get short. And you can see these can go on and on and on and on, and they do. So, but I can't do, I'm going to show you one signal in a minute. I'm going to show you today's open action, and then I'll show you the double up, double down, and we're through. So here we keep going and going and going and going for Thursday. And then of course we had the big gap up and a lot of overnight. All of this is overnight action. Tons and tons and tons, too much data to go through. Okay, so here we have the open this morning. Okay, and Friday mornings tend to sell off as well. You can put that in your notes and you can just start watching that bias. So here the market comes down and it comes back up to, oh, nope. Yep, test the open. Now this took about 20 minutes. 25 minutes. This took about 25 minutes for all of this to happen and come back and test the open. And normally on Friday we get a sell-off. We were a little bit puzzled. This action was very abnormal for Friday morning, but eventually it broke down for us. We took this in the room. We took some stuff over here. But we had this one in the room, and then we had this signal in the room. We had that one that we took. Then this is a 5-star signal here. This is a spectacular signal with trap trader oscillator touching our extreme line, smart momentum in type 2. We have a large open zone here, no resistance for this move to just blast off. This signal right here is about 85%, 84% track record for 5 points. Okay, 5 of these bars, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Went a little further. Now, and we're pretty much it. The last thing I'm going to do, I'm going to show you, we have, this is our double down. And basically what we look for is this. We have a local double top or double bottom. This would be a double top with no reversals in the middle. And smart momentum is in a type 2 situation. We call this a type 2 divergence. Rob has coded this for it to go up and be in an extreme, talking about cycles. The market is cycling, and as these dots spread out, our moves get larger and larger. We teach that in a room. So anyway, here's a double down, and it went 2 or 3 points, whatever a trader might have gotten in here. Not a very big trade. And here we have, if you're familiar with ultimate trend identification system, here we have a structure break saying that we're going up, which of course we did, and then here's that 5-star trade from it. And let's see, we've got another double, well, in trouble. I think it's a double down. Let me go look and find this right quick because I've got it marked. Yeah, here it is. Yeah, this has a lot of good things going for it. As we look at it, we don't know what's on the right side of the screen, but here's our double down, our double top with smart momentum trending higher. We have a trap trader oscillator in an extreme here. If you've seen our stuff, you know we are all over that. Red bar above a red line, we use this to trigger our signals. We've got all of this 8 ticks of open zone here. There's very little resistance for the market. One of the things you'll notice is that when there's a big space here between our, this is an immediate trend read, then there's not a lot of resistance to stop, and we get fast movements. This one, fast movement. You can see how fast that went through there. So anyway, we have our double down. We have, it turns into a weak Batman, which we don't mind at all. With some room to grow, SST room to grow. And of course you can see that signal turned out to be brilliant for us. And then we had some stuff this afternoon. We know, I hope you know, as master ES traders know, the market likes to rally on Friday afternoon, sometimes Friday morning, but certainly Friday afternoon. And of course we had type 2 here. We had more entries. We had an entry there and an entry there and a beautiful entry here. I'll mark this one out. You can see this big deep cycle here, and this was, we've got some room here. Just a brilliant signal right here for continuation. Also, if you follow our work, you know that it's 85% likely once we get above this line called initial balance period, hitting this green line is almost a given. We call it our cliche trade. This one happened in about 3 seconds or so. It was one of those crazy things that happened. But anyway, that's what we do in a room. This is what we do every day, and we share this type of information with our members. But I wanted you to see the return to the open and how it worked for Thursday and Friday. It was just like clockwork, just as it pretty much is. We've only had one day, Monday a week ago, that we did not return to the open in the ES, that the market just, it took off and stayed, it kept going. We don't have vertical days in the ES. We have very few vertical days. Now I want to share this with you about our double up and double down, this little signal that I just shared with you here in this cell earlier. And this is a software program called Trade Markers. It's available for purchase by our members. If you want some more information on this, send me an email and I will connect you with the developer of this, a gentleman named Chris Trent. Chris, this is not Rob's, this is not something that the oil trading room or the stock index trading room has anything to do with. Chris is a client, and he put this together to go with Ninja, and it is brilliant. I can't imagine trading without it at this point in my trading career. But what we can do, and I'm not going to go through all of this, but what we have here is that we have this entry, and basically what you do is you would hit, well, we're going to sell this. We would hit a sell, and let's say our sell came here. We would just pop that anywhere, and then we would set the parameters as we would set the parameters as we would want them. 1 point, 1 tick, 1 point, 2 points, 3 points, 5 points. Stop loss here. You can trail your stop loss. You can test, okay, what if I got in a trade and I trailed about 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9? You take all of the guesswork out of your trading, 100% of the guesswork out of your trading. So what I did was I did a study this past weekend for our webinar about the double up and double down. And this was for the entire month up until a couple of days ago. I have not updated it yet. We had 2 winners today, 1 small one and 1 full one. And you can see here, if we go for 4 ticks, 1 point with 15 tick stop, we get 100% winners. And I can read your mind. Steve, I don't want to trade a 15 tick initial stop for 1 point. And if it's at 100%, it doesn't matter, but I hear you, I understand. So what if we added something just to see what would happen? What if we went for 2 points instead of 1 point? Well, we win 90% of the time. Okay, let's see how many of those we had. Let me take this off. We had 21. Doesn't trades 2 or 3 times a day, not a lot. It wouldn't be the only thing you would want to trade unless you like 100% winners, but it's something that you wouldn't want to miss. So our expectancy, $73 every time one printed, based on $163.50 stop and $100 profit target. Our profit factor is 5 times. We're 5 times more likely to be profitable than unprofitable. Just all of these numbers are just off the charts good. So we're going to add 1 more here, and we're going to recalculate this. And this number, I'll be honest with you, this first number for most of our signals is a little over 90%. The second number is anywhere from 82 to 87 or 8. And his third number is in the low 70s. So when I saw this, it made me stop to think, and then I realized, well, of course, double tops are failures. So this is going to go away a lot pretty quickly. You know, this is just a failure to keep going up. And if the selling is so strong that they're not going to let it complete, then it's going to go down in a big way. And you can see 86% of the time we would get 3 points. And let's see how many times we got stopped out. 3. So we had 15 winners and 3 losers. Very, very, very nice. Now, I play around with this all the time, and I'm going to show you something that absolutely floored me. Let's recalculate. I went from 15 to 13. I got to 11. It hasn't changed a bit. So most of our trades test out at 15 being the most profitable initial stop. Okay. Now I'm all the way down to 11, and I haven't changed a thing other than we're making more money. Our edge is better. Our expectancy is better. Our profit factor is 1,200%. And I kept playing with this, and I got all the way down to 9 before we started getting diminishing returns. So we have a trade that is 81% likely to win 3 points with initial stop of 9 ticks. Now, again, you can go to break even and trailing and do some stuff and move some things in here. That tends to increase these numbers a bit, but it takes a lot of trades off the board and it tends to decrease profitability. So this month, had you traded, and they're not hard to execute because we don't get these when the market's just jumping around like crazy. Okay, it has to be pretty contained for a double top to occur. If there's not a lot of volume and structure in what's going on, it'll run through things. But when it's fairly well connected, we get this type of structure, and away we go. So it's showing a after commission a net profit of $4,500, and it's trading, you know, 1 for 1, 1 for 2, 1 for 3, done, tick, stop. In all of these, in these 57 trades, you would have only gotten stopped out of 6. None got stopped out of the first factor, 2 got stopped out of the second factor, and 4 got stopped out that went 8 points, but 8 ticks, but not the 12 ticks. Went 2 full points and not the 3 full points. So anyway, trade marker can tell us we don't have to guess anymore. Hey, Steve, I think this is pretty good. We don't have to guess. We just build a chart and mark our trades and let trade marker tell us, is that worth trading or not? And then we start to work with the internals and enhance what is possible for our account over a long period of time. So that's it. We're through. I hope you have a spectacular weekend. Stay safe as we hopefully relax some from the national emergency that we have all been under. But this is the double up, double down trade recap. This is our newest trade. I noticed this about a month ago, started trading about 3 weeks ago. And that's the route that we take. We notice something, I study it, then I start trading it to make sure that it is doable. And then I'll share it. We always share it with our members in the room once we know that it's the real deal. And we have other things we're working on. We're all the time working on things. As a trader's first room, we continue to be on the cutting edge of using Rob's indicators for signals winning, applications, and strategies for our members. So on behalf of Rob, I'm Steve. Have a wonderful, safe weekend. If you have any questions at all, support at stockindextradingroom.com. If you want more information, stockindextradingroom.com. There's a nice little coupon code at the end of that 7-minute video you can use for a super awesome discount. If you want to come join us and trade with us, we would love to have you a part of our community. And next week, just so you'll know, early next week, we are doing probably Tuesday or Wednesday, probably Tuesday, we are doing a new members orientation, which will be about an hour and 10-minute, no holds barred, complete look at what we do. We want to make sure all of our members get up and running. So whenever we have a large number of new members join our community, we hold one of these just as a courtesy to them to make sure they're not going to be leaving anything on the table, because we only have one goal, and that's for you to be totally satisfied with being a member of the Stock Index Trading Room. So again, have a spectacular weekend. We'll look forward to seeing you soon. If there's anything we could ever do to help you reach your trading goals, please just simply let us know, and we'll do what we can.